Hey everybody, this is Karen Edwards, and I am coming to you because I was asked to share my Avon success story, and that was a great honor to be asked, and so that is what this is about. I'm just going to basically share with you my time with Avon, where I've come from, and where I am now. Uh, I started Avon, I believe it was 16 years ago. I did join Avon just because I couldn't find a local representative. And you might have heard this story before, but I had looked for 2 years. I'd moved from Ontario to New Brunswick. I was being served for Avon in Ontario, in Toronto, moved to New Brunswick, and for 2 years I looked for an Avon representative and could not find one. And the interesting thing is, I live now in what I call a little hamlet. It's like a very rural, we call it the Gary Woods, and I couldn't find an Avon representative. But the interesting thing is that there was a really, really big Avon representative that served this area, and but she wasn't working the area. That was back when there were territories. A new somebody moves into the neighborhood, you think that you would drop off a brochure, introduce yourself, put a little note in the mailbox, what have you. Nothing. So I was looking, couldn't find somebody. Finally, after 2 years, I did find somebody, and then they were an awful Avon representative. They didn't bring me my orders on time. They made me wait. I ordered every single campaign. Still, I'd have to sit around waiting to get my orders. And I thought, what is it? Is it me? Is it her? Like, what is it? I was a young mom back in the day, and I had 3 kids, and I was a stay-at-home mom. And I finally saw in the newspaper, they were looking, advertising for Avon representatives. So I called up and I said, listen, I am interested in just getting my Avon products for myself, maybe a couple of friends. Am I still able to do that? Absolutely. And so that is how I got started. I had no intentions on making this a business. I had no intentions on going into leadership. I didn't even know what leadership was. In fact, it was brand new right at the time when I joined. And so off I started. The interesting thing is, like I said, I live very rural, and we only had one car in our family. So I was kind of at home with the kids. My husband had the car for the day, and I started to, order my own products, but I was sharing the brochures and starting to get customers. And my first year with Avon, I actually sold $50,000 worth of Avon in my first year. And that was living rural with no car of my own, having 3 small kids at home. And I was actually babysitting in my home at the time because we needed some money. And I was at home with my kids, so I took in a couple of kids. um, but when I saw what was happening with my Avon business and how it was taking off, I was like, oh my goodness, you can make some money with this. So I invested a little more time and effort into it. Some of the things that I did to grow my customer base was I was very consistent. Unlike the representative that I had, I would consistently bring the brochures, and I would consistently follow up. This was back in the day before, Facebook, at least before Facebook for me, and or before it was popular, and social media and all of that. And not everybody had cell phones. In fact, most people didn't have cell phones. And so we relied on the telephone, where basically you would give out your brochures. You would call up, hey, Sally, it's Karen, the Avon lady. Order goes in on Wednesday night. Was there anything you wanted from that Campaign 9 brochure? I wanted to make sure that you were taken care of. Oh, yes, there was. Thank you so much for calling. Get an order. And that was that. Sometimes people would say, no, I don't have anything. No problem. Drop off the next brochure to you, right? I would usually get a $300 to $400 of orders just from following up. Okay, from contacting them because they forgot to place their order, or they just didn't get around to it. So I really believe in following up with the customers. Something else I did to become a successful representative was I very much was into sampling. So I would do samples. Everybody would receive a sample, and on the invoice I would write a free sample of whatever it was, a new a new ultimate for you, and no charge. And but I would write that in so they knew that it was something they were getting from me, from their Avon representative. I also made other little samples of products that were not available as samples to us as representatives. I would also take brochures and I would put them into the actual brochures. I would fold the pages. So that people, so here's one of our upcoming campaign 10 brochures. And what I would do is flag items. So there's the new ultimate right there. So if I put an actual sample in the book, I would sometimes do that with sticky tack, and other times I might just highlight a sale that's going on in that brochure. And so this is something that we used to, as old school reps used to do, right? You take your page, you fold it over in half, and then you fold it over in half again, and then it sticks out. And then they would be like, oh, what's Karen trying to show me now, right? And then they would specifically look at those pages, especially, and I would point out some especially good deals, okay? So those are some things that I would do with the brochure, but sampling is very important. I also would bring some products with me, some demo products, a little cash and carry bag. And I highly recommend that still today, is if you've got a cash and carry bag, you can put some odds and sods in there, things that you might have gotten on a great deal, things out of the what's new, or things to encourage your customers to try something new. I would offer it as a great deal, maybe tax-free or some kind of a special that I would put on for my customers only. Sally, thank you so much for being my customer. And as my valued customer, I'm giving you an opportunity to take a look in my cash and carry bag. And they'd be all excited. And impulse shoppers, I'm an impulse shopper. They love that. You look in there, you see the things that are available, and you just grab them. And then you add them to your order. And so I might have been delivering a $30, $40 order. I might have ended up with $50 or $60, right? And so those are just some practical selling ideas that I did. And that helped me become successful as a sales representative, okay? I was out there always putting my business cards out, getting the word out, letting people know that I was happy to serve them. At the same time, so I joined in January, and in April, I was invited to come to an AOL, something that was being put on in my area, and asked if I would like to come and help. And I said, yes, I would. I had my 3 kids at home, and I was babysitting, so this was a big commitment for me. Okay, so this isn't like, I understand that we have to put effort into our businesses to be successful, okay? So all those customers just didn't fall in my lap. I worked to get them. And then, again, when you're giving wonderful service, they don't want to leave you, because why would they leave, Karen as an Avon representative when she gives such good service, even if she got another brochure in her mailbox or what have you, right? So that was the sales. But like I said, so I was invited to attend an Avon on location, and I went there and I said, yes, I'm going to do it. I had to arrange things with my husband and the kids and whatnot. But I said, if I do that, leadership was brand new at the time. And it had started in Ontario as a kind of a test group. Of course, it had been in the United States for many years, and it had just started to really spread out to the East Coast where I had moved to. And, but I thought, what, if I'm going to do this, I want to do this and build my team. So I said, yes, I will come and help you, but I want to build my team. And so they said, absolutely. Now, back then, we all have the fast track, $5,000 in your first 6 months. Oh my goodness, people, when I started, the you know what it was? $750. That was it. So that was like the big bonus. So you trust me, the bonuses we have and the compensation we have now are fantastic. So in any case, I went and I ended up talking to people. I hadn't even been trained, to be honest, because it was like put a last minute thing to get me in there. And I ended up putting 10 people on my team. And I never looked back. So I had been launched into Avon. I recruited those people myself, and I started building my business, my leadership business. I love leadership. Avon is about sales and about team building. You are going to get the most out of your business if you're doing sales and team building. Because you know what happened after that? As a sales leader, I never again looked for a customer. Never. I can't stress that enough. People who look for customers only find customers. if you are looking for representatives, then you are going to find representatives and you are going to find customers, because most people you meet don't want to be a representative, right? They want to buy though. And so they're like, no, I don't want to sell Avon, but I would love to see a brochure or I would love to buy. Okay. And so if you're out there looking for representatives, you're going to find customers. And my entire career with Avon, my first year, I've been President's Club or higher every year. Okay. And that was simply because I have actually been working my leadership business and I was finding Avon customers. You know, people, you are running an Avon, a business, a home-based business. You are running a real business. It is something to be proud of, and we are with a wonderful company, Avon, the company for women, or our new byline, Avon Live Beautifully, for men or women. I've had both, and I have both successful representatives and leaders on my team. It is something that you can embrace and be proud to share with others. Avon is the #1 corporate supporter in the fight against breast cancer. Nobody raises more money than we do. That is a huge plus for us, because all of us have been, as women especially, but everybody, if not ourselves, we know somebody who's been touched by breast cancer, and to be a part of the Avon Breast Cancer Crusade is fantastic. We can be proud of what we do for that and for things in our community. I know that here in Fredericton, New Brunswick, we have raised money and have a oncology care fund in our local hospital. We earned $10,000 bonus because of the things that we did in our community, and different things like this. We also, of course, fight against domestic violence. I guess fight against domestic violence. We are support the a stand against domestic violence with our products as well, and that is a wonderful thing. And of course, all of us know other representatives, or you yourself might have already participated in doing fundraising activities with our own products to help, sports teams, churches, missions, activities, trips. So it might be the bug guard, it could be the bubble bath, it could be a brochure fundraiser, it could be any number of things. When my kids went to private school, which was help paid for by my Avon, by the way, I was able to send them to private school, that we did a bubble bath fundraiser there, and I think it was like $3,000 worth of bubble bath, and to help raise money for the school. So it's nice to be able to use our businesses to help others, other causes like the breast cancer, domestic violence, and any other thing that you're doing a fundraiser for, whether it be, like I said, sports teams or a different kind of cause. That is something that we can all do. And it not only helps the causes, but it also helps your business. Now, with regards to what has Avon done for me, or what have I how have I benefited because of Avon? Well, I have benefited financially in a huge way. I have a science degree from University of Toronto. I was in the workforce before I had my kids, but it was very important to me to be able to stay home with my children. And Avon is exactly the reason why I was able to do that. I have made earnings all of these years, and in fact, I make a very nice, more than a full-time wage. As a stay-at-home mom, and I guess now I'm a stay-at-home grandma. My 3 kids have grown up. My last one's off at university, and I've got 2 grandbabies, if you haven't seen that on my Facebook. And I have my Glamma Day, where I'm able to go off on whatever day works for my daughter. I can run off, and she lives an hour and a half away, so there's 3 hours of driving involved, but every week I go and see those grandkids, or they come and visit me, but usually I'm going that way. And I have the freedom to do that because I am my own boss. So I've financially benefited from Avon because of the earnings I make, and I benefit because I really am making my own schedule. If I want to run off and do something on Tuesday, I can do that. If I say, oh, next week it's going to be Friday, or I want to sleep late, or I want to I don't want to run around, do deliveries today or anything like that. Like I decide my schedule, and that gives you a lot of freedom, especially if you're a stay-at-home mom, or if your spouse perhaps has different shift work and things like that. You have so much flexibility, and I love that. So it's given me freedom of time. And of course, who doesn't like being their own boss, right? Nobody tells me when I have to work. I have to abide by the schedule of the campaigns, of course, but you can fit that into your life in so many different ways. If you want to work, 3 hours that day, you can. If you want to work 8 hours, if you want to work 12 hours, right? You can do whatever you need to do. The nice thing also is that when I want to make more money, then I know I can. If you are in a job that has a fixed salary or a fixed hourly wage and you can't get more hours, well, then you're stuck making the money that you make. But if I say, oh my goodness, I want to go on this extra trip this year, or I want to get this new appliance, or I want to redecorate my home or whatever, then I'm like, okay, I can sit down and I can figure out what I have to do in order to make that money. Okay. There is no limit to the money that a sales leader can make if you just decide to work your business. So I just add more people to my team. I teach my team how to increase their sales. I encourage people and mentor people so that they can have success in their business. And that's the next thing that you get out of your Avon business, is that I have benefited financially, time-wise, schedule-wise, being my own boss. Well, and I guess I have to also mention, I also receive a car allowance. I receive extra. The car allowance is now $700 a month on top of your earnings, and for sales, and on top of your sales leadership money. So that's fantastic. The Also my traveling, I travel all over the world because of my Avon. I have been to the most phenomenal places. I have been to Prague, I've been to Spain, I've been to California, I've been to Jamaica, Dominican, Bahamas, 2 cruises. I've been to uh, Rome. I've been to Paris. I've been to, now I'm going to Vienna in 3 weeks. I leave for Vienna, and then we're going to Athens. And I'm also going to New Orleans. I've been to Arizona. I've been so many places, all expenses paid because of Avon, just working my business. So that has been phenomenal. I really love that. That has been such a real perk for my business. But what does it do for me, to my heart? It thrills me that I can help other women be successful, or other people be successful. When I see people being able to get a car, or buy that appliance, or go on that trip, or, go and get their nails done, or go get their hair done, or buy that bag, or buy those shoes, and things that you would normally spend that money on, then that is huge. I have seen moms be able to stay home with their kids because of their Avon business. The helping other people has been, I think, a highlight of my Avon. In the beginning, I was thinking all business, 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 grow, 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 grow. And then I learned along the way that when you help others, you help yourself, right? But the blessing of seeing others experience success, I love that, and I want that so much more for the people on my team, and I'm sure you want that for yourself and for the people on your team as well, if you're already a representative and sales leader. Um, you know, uh, the benefits of having an at-home business as well. You've got income tax benefits. You have so many write-offs. We run a small business, right? This is a home-based business, and you have all kinds of income tax benefits because of it. I don't understand why everybody doesn't have a home-based business just for those in and of themselves. You can write off all kinds of wonderful things. You need to consult your accountant, like I do mine, but I'm not going to give tax advice, but you certainly can benefit financially because of your income taxes, and all the perks that we get because of that. So if you are starting Avon, if you're a brand new, well, first of all, if you haven't started Avon yet, somebody has shared this video with you and they want you just to hear from somebody who's experienced it, right? And so thank you for listening to me. But if you haven't joined Avon yet, and this appeals to you, some of the things that I've said, reach back out to the person who shared this video with you and talk with them. They will be able to help you get started. They'll be able to help you get registered, and they will be able to help train you and show you how you can get off to a great start with your Avon business. Avon is not a difficult business. I always say I'm not asking you to go out back and dig a ditch, and it's not difficult in that way, but it is actually enjoyable because you get to just talk with people, share your love of Avon with business with people, share your love of business with people, and you're just networking with people, and you're showing them how to be successful. And so it's enjoyable that way. But the key to any home business is that you have to be consistent and you have to have good business practices. You can't, there's a picture I put on my Facebook there last week is, you can't have a $1 million business with a minimum wage work ethic. Okay. Meaning I have $1 million business. My team sells over $1 million every year and I benefit from that and they benefit from that, right? Everybody's making their commissions and they're making their leadership earnings and bonuses. But this has been consistent effort put into my business. I conscientiously work my business. I take it seriously. I don't treat my business like a hobby and expect to make full-time wage from it. Okay. You don't have to put a huge amount of time into your Avon business, but if you said you could put 5 or 10 hours into your Avon business, you could really have a successful business, 5 to 10 hours a week. If you could commit to that, then you will see how you can make that business grow. And you can come away with some wonderful cash bonuses, prizes. We always have incentives on, right? There's our fast track programs. There's our all kinds of different things that are on all the time to help encourage us. And all these incentives and extras that Avon gives us, you know what those are? I mean, I'm going to Vienna. I'm going to New Orleans. You know why I'm going to those places? Because I worked my business. These are the icing on the cake, okay? And so you can have your earnings and you can have all of these bonuses too. It truly has changed my life. I was able to stay home, raise my kids. Now I can be a great grandma where I can run around and be at their beck and call, and do all the things according to my schedule, like we said, or to their schedule. I have had experiences that I would never have had without Avon. I have earned prizes, like I said, coach purses, iPads, Keurigs, all kinds of different things, prizes, like I said, that they give as incentives, but also the actual cash bonuses and the trips and the car allowance. So there is so much there. And the thing is, it's not just for some people, it's for everybody. Do you have to start where you're at? Absolutely. I didn't start here. I started with nothing and I built my business. If you have a long-term vision, okay, then you can build a rock-solid leadership business. You can start Avon and immediately make money right away from day one selling your Avon products. But if you marry that with your leadership business, then you're making money right now and you're making money in the, every campaign, but you're also building a long-term sustainable business where you're going to have a significant presence in the Avon world, in your communities, in our country. All right. We have now the e-store, which means that our store is not just the paper brochure that you put into a warm hand. Our store is now coast to coast. It is for every Canadian. It is up to you to open your e-store, share your e-store link, get that in front of people, online, everywhere. People can go to your e-store, they can shop, they can pay with their credit card, and they can have it directly shipped to them, and you still make earnings. You can also traditionally sell face to face, so you're going to be seeing people. I actually exclusively now, after all of these years, I exclusively serve only e-store customers. That's what I do because that's how I want to run my business. So if you want to do face to face with your customers, you can do that. If you want to do just e-store, you can do that. If you want to do a combination of those things, you can do that. If you want to do events, you can do that. That's the beautiful thing about Avon. There's so much freedom in it. What do you like to do? Right? Whatever it is that you like to do or whatever you excel at, make that how you're going to run your business, right? Make that the enjoyable part of your business, and then you're going to be even more successful. I think I can't think of anything else off the top of my head. I am happy to answer any questions that you might have. I am ranked as the number 3 team in Canada. Last year, number 3 I finished at, and I'm currently number 3 now. But you go up and down in your Avon rankings. But if you are a current Avon sales leader and in the you're not in the top 100, say, that's okay. We all were not in the top 100 at some point, right? Then you get on there. Then you set a new goal, and you set a new goal, and you set a new goal. Work your business so that you, if that is your desire, is to grow your business, to get higher in the rankings, to make more money, then you know the actions that you need to take. Talking to people, networking, sharing those brochures, sharing that e-store link, right? So many different ideas. If you want to do that, then, and you are, like I said, if you are not a representative yet, reach out to the person who shared this video with you. If you found this video somewhere else and you want to reach out to me, you can message me. You can get in touch with me. I'm Karen Edwards. I lead the Shine Divine team. My website is www.joinsuccess.ca. But again, if somebody shared this video with you, you reach out to them. If nobody has, and you've seen this on my social media, then definitely reach out to me, and they can help you. We can help you become successful with your Avon business. All right. It is not scary. It is not difficult, but you have to be consistent, and you will get out of Avon what you put into Avon. If you treat it like a hobby, you're going to get hobby results. And if you want to have it as a hobby, that is okay. All right. If you want to have a business, a serious business, and make some serious earnings, then you want to treat it like a business. You want to do great business practices, and you want to continue to build your team. And either myself or the person who shared this video with you is quite able to help you with that. We have got such a great support system at Avon. We have the most wonderful corporate people with great visions who want the best for us. I want the best for you. They want the best for you. The person who shared this video wants the best for you. Take this opportunity to really fly with your Avon. It is $10 to join Avon. Just put onto your first order, okay? And you get your brochures in your first order when it's delivered to you. And you have instant access to your e-store link, our free Avon Spark app where you can share all the current and next brochures with wonderful photography, product videos, all kinds of wonderful things that are given to us. The wonderful training by people who are there to help us and help mentor us to see us succeed. Everything is in place. The only missing ingredient is you. So if you want this success, if you want to experience Avon for yourself, if you want to take your Avon business to the next level, if you're a representative and want to try leadership, or if you're a sales leader and you know that you can be putting a little bit more effort or change things up a little bit to make your leadership business more successful, then definitely this is your time. It is springtime now. We've got a sunny day. Oh my goodness, it's been snowing here. We're April 16th and we just had snow there a few days ago. It's crazy. But you know what? Spring is upon us. New life, new time, new attitudes, new opportunities, everything in place for you. So I hope you experience success. I look forward to hearing from anyone who needs to reach out to me that does not have somebody that's already in contact with them, but definitely reach out to those people and we will all help you because it is one team, one Avon, one team. We all have different teams, but we are in this together. And the more buzz we create about Avon, the more we talk about Avon, the more we lift it up, the more excited everybody gets. All right. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Again, this is Karen Edwards. I am so honored to have been asked to share my success story with you. I hope for the best success for you. And again, www.joinsuccess.ca for anyone who doesn't have somebody who shared this video with them. All right, have a great spring, everybody. I look forward to hearing from you. If you have any questions or concerns and you have found this video on my social media, you can either message me or put questions below. All right, otherwise reach out to the person who shared. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.